Well, good morning, good people of the interwebs. Today is the flight before Christmas Eve. That's right, the flight before Christmas Eve. And to kick things off is an arcade part from 1991, brought to us by Jaleco. And as it received a home port, and most of you have heard of this title, and it's for the Super Nintendo, I present to you this one game that I actually own as part of my console, as part of, as part of my collection, rather. I present to you this game from 1991, brought to us by Jaleco. EDF. Otherwise known as Earth Defense Force. So, in this game, you can actually pick a Vulcan, a laser, atomic, or homing. I'm going with homing. And in this game, you shoot up the bad guys with your choice of any kind of weapon. And if you actually have the home version of this game, it plays the same way, except it sounds a little bit more better. Now, of course, this game actually has an experience bar, and as you can tell, the more enemies you shoot down, the more your bar goes. Max level is 5 for your bars. It's kind of like Area 88 or UN Squadron. But as you can see, the more you destroy, the higher your level goes. So if you shoot up everything on screen, it builds up your experience bar. I remember back in the day, this was one of my very first it was one of my first Super Nintendo titles. I found this pretty awesome because at the same time, it was pretty new, you know. Because all you had to do was you basically had to level up your main weapon. By the way, of course you know this is rolling. This is Union. I always go for rolling because you can get more out of your firepower this way. Push me a little more, please. Push me a little more. It's kind of why I kind of wanted to play this right before Christmas Eve, because I do have a few games I want to do for Christmas Eve. Now, I know plenty of LPers out there will probably be off on Christmas Eve, and I will and won't be off on Christmas Eve. In this case, I might be off. I'm probably going to do one game on Christmas Eve, and probably after that do one on and after Christmas. Jaleco, back in the day, the same people who brought us Bases Loaded and Rival Turf. They did have quite a small but fair amount of games, but you know. Some were kind of hit and miss. But, you know, they were a good company. This is probably my best formation that I always use in this game. Only because I can cover more ground this way. Look at that. Almost at level 4. Level up! I certainly don't remember this piece. As far as I'm concerned, I just don't remember this piece, and on top of that, it feels like it doesn't fit in. A track like this just doesn't feel like it fits in. Until this happens. And again, This kind of track just doesn't feel like it fits in. It's like stage 1, it fits. Stage 2 fits. Then we get up to here, it's like, this doesn't fit. But man, it's been a long time. And I speak as though I'm getting old. Suffice to say, I'm not rather old yet. I still feel like that this really doesn't fit. This makes me want to go back. This makes me want to go play the Super Nintendo version of this game. Because the Super Nintendo version did add a few sound effects. It did add a few sound effects that you just didn't hear in the arcade version, which I am playing right now. One thing I'm hoping to do next year is try to get my Saturn fixed, or just get the parts I need for my Saturn. Okay, that's more like it. This is the kind of music I want to hear throughout a shooter. Okay. Now I'm close to leveling my weapon to max level. If you'll agree with me, stage 3 just was the one that just kind of stood out as being like the one that shouldn't exist because of that music. It almost feels like I'm playing a Taito game. Maybe it's because it almost sounds like Zoom Tata I'm hearing. Level up. almost feels like I'm reliving a part of my childhood, and I kind of am. Because some of the games I play, I didn't know they had a, arcade port. Feels like it has an 80s soundtrack to it. Well, it sounds like something from Sega. This is music you would hear from Sega, I almost feel like I'm playing Macross Scrambled Valkyrie for some reason. Don't know why that is. It just feels like it. Sir, your Sentai sucks. Oh yes, and there's... Then there's that. I forgot about that. I actually used this. I forgot about this formation. Because this is probably the best formation you can use on bosses with multiple targets. Then there's full. Full's okay. Let's go with homing on stage 5. You basically stick with this, you got everything in the bag right there. Because when they home in on everything. I like to call this formation Black Dog. That's what I'll call it, Black Dog. Because it never wants to let go. It's just like... You cover more ground with this formation because it will always target every enemy on screen. Plus, I do believe you can't go higher than 5. But even on the home version, this is what I always use. I hardly ever use the laser. Atomic's okay, but I don't really like Atomic so well. Vulcan is, well, Vulcan. But then you have Vulcan. I mean, no. Then you have homing. Homing just says it all right there. Homing will just take care of. Homing will just take care of everything for you. Because they'll stay behind you and cover you. No matter what enemy is on screen, it will cover you. And for the record, I'm playing this with my eyes partially open. I can just basically stay out of the way here. Okay. I'll just provide backup here to my drones. Now look how much damage is being dealt here. Should be down anytime soon, like so. Stage 6. Shadow on. Yeah, I can't level up any higher than 5. So it's just for points now. It's no longer for, for level experience or drone experience rather. I mean, for those who actually remember this game, this was a game back in the day. And I played the same way as I did when I was a kid. Or rather, a teenager. It almost sounds like Double Dragon. Just because of that background beat. Really, you're gonna turn into Firebird now? No, no. Is anybody around here gonna stay around to get shot? You must be the threat we were looking for. Of course, you know, this has to be final boss stats right here. Has to be. Anytime between now and the next 10 minutes be great. Oh, we got two. Wonderful. Yep, this is final boss stats right here. Still as much a pain in the ass as he was in the Super Nintendo version. So this is auto. And that's it. That's game, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this has been EDF, Earth Defense Force. And I'm glad to be a part of this operation. Because the arcade version only had two players. The home version only had one. Oh, hey guys. Oh, we're banged up pretty bad. Could you bring us in, please? Thank you. The last battle ended. Space was again silent. The self-defense mechanism of the central computer aboard Ozma Empire's attack satellite had malfunctioned. Deranged, the computer destroyed surrounding satellites and misidentified mankind itself as an enemy. Although the last battle had officially ended, EDF's mission continues on. It's funny how you don't get a story at the beginning, but you do get the story at the very end, and it doesn't make no goddamn sense in any way. So yeah, this has been EDF, Earth Defense Force, for the arcade. I hope you enjoyed this flight before Christmas Eve. And I'll see you soon with possibly even more videos. Thank you, game. I already said this is Earth Defense Force. Stay tuned for more videos.